Thanks for joining me again for coffee time. I had an engineer on a conference call listening in, and we were talking about our product. They were talking about their enclosure. We had a good conversation, hung up the phone. I get a phone call. This gentleman is, 2-3 years out of engineering school, went to a really good school, got his mechanical engineering degree, and just was like, hey, look, I'm new to the industry, and everybody within my organization keeps telling me I need to be looking for a closed loop system, a fractional tonnage air conditioner. He said, I didn't want to sound foolish in front of everybody. What is closed loop cooling? Like, what exactly does that mean? To use my prop, it's very important to understand what this line represents. This is the air divider plate. The air divider plate separates you from the evaporator side and the condensing side. On both sides, you'll have a coil. You'll have your evaporator coil, you'll have your condensation coil, you'll have two fans. So very simply, the paths never meet. Basically, you're creating two C's of air path, ambient air and then enclosure air, and they never mix. Why is that important? Whatever's going on out here in your ambient air, it keeps it from entering inside your enclosure where your electronics are, where you want to keep them safe. While I had this gentleman's ear, I said, well, you know what? Strap in, buddy, because like drinking water out of a fire hose. I mean, there's NEMA, there's GR487, there's UL, there's EC, there's FAL, there's ASHRAE, IP, there's RoHS, there's ISO for manufacturing. Then you hear people talk about 5S. He was like, whoa, slow down, BTU. It's funny, we throw out all of these acronyms and abbreviations all the time. Interestingly enough, we're held to Telcom and Telcordia specifications, so you hear GR a lot, GR47 specifically, and that stands for generic requirements. NEMA is the National Electrical Manufacturers Association. Your UL, that's the Underwriters Laboratory. ETL's grown in popularity. That's Edison's testing lab. BTU is British Thermal Unit. I mean, it goes on and on. Is there any time where you could think back that someone threw out an abbreviation or an acronym you thought you knew the meaning to, or you assumed that you understood it, and then you went back and Googled it, or later in life you actually found out it meant something completely different, and you never said anything, you just laughed to yourself? Take a moment, let's discuss it in the comments, and thanks for joining me for another coffee time.